Good morning, everyone. So, this morning it'll just be me um, talking about the subjects that we're supposed to talk about today, which is intimacy, sex, and just good health. So, let's get into it. So, the first subject I want to talk about, especially with women, um, intimacy, which is just closeness with either a certain person or just yourself. The subject, how I want to approach it today, is just being intimate with yourself, just having intimacy with yourself, and it's nothing sexual. I'm not using that type of definition with it. The definition I'm using is just having closeness with yourself and really um, knowing who you are. And I just feel that it's important to take that time for yourself and really take care of yourself. And how I do that is um, a few days out of the week, maybe at the end of the week, because I work Monday through Friday, which is like the average American schedule. And on Fridays, I really try to run a nice bubble bath, nice warm bubble bath with a glass of, wine or whatever your preference, and just light some candles and turn on some real smooth music and just meditate and just really take time for me. Because as women, especially if you are a mother, you have your hands in everything. You're stretched everywhere, especially if you're a working woman. These days, women have to work just as hard as the men. And I just feel like it's just very important to really take that time for yourself to get back to your purpose. For me, that really helps me to focus, along with prayer. And so that's just a tip about intimacy. Um, the next subject is sex. And it's not going to be to talk about sex that you think it's going to be. It's really about um, my choice right now is celibacy. And celibacy is hard to just coming from a marriage and just going cold turkey, um, just no sex at all. It was a challenge, and not being in a relationship was a challenge. But it is so important to take that time after a long relationship for yourself to figure out who you are again. Don't jump into a relationship just right after, because after a marriage, after any kind of long-term relationship, you have to heal. You have to understand you've been connected to someone for years. You've learned that person's ways. You've been at one, as one with that person for years. So it's going to take some time to get that out of your system. Me personally, I tried to date afterwards, but your mind is just your trust is jacked up for one. You just can't. It just didn't work for me. So I chose the celibate route, and I choose just not to date. I really choose this time to really get my feet on the ground and to pick up where I left off before I decided to um, get in a long-term relationship or get married. And it's worked wonderfully for me when I wasn't distracted. Now, don't get me wrong. Along this celibacy journey, I've made mistakes, I've backslid, I've did it all. But it's okay. You can pick up and start over and remember what your goals are. That's why having intimacy with yourself and that one-on-one time, that me time with yourself is important, because you can't do that with people in your head. Sometimes you have to do things on your own and really focus on what God is telling you in that time and what you're hearing, because sometimes you can't bring everybody along. Sometimes you have to do what you're called to do alone. And it's worth it in the end. And for me, it's been an amazing journey. There's been ups and downs. I'm still on this journey, and I can tell you, with me just listening to God and doing what He says and not doing things my way, because we women like to be hard-headed and do things our way. You feel me? Um, it's been amazing. I've been so blessed, and doors are still being opened for me, and I'm so blessed. And I know it's because I was like, God, it's yours, whatever you need me to do, whatever, because the route I'm taking, it's not working, and it's frustrating. Okay, but yeah, I chose the celibate route, and I actually found out that there's an entire community of celibate women and men. I found that through YouTube, and through doing that, I was so educated on sex, period, like why it was created, why we're supposed to wait, and why you're not supposed to share that with everybody. Sex is powerful. It's like a drug. That's why it's only meant for that one special person. Like, and so many things made so much sense to me, and I choose to be celibate and wait for who is supposed to have my body, who I'm supposed to uh, create a family with, who is supposed to be sleeping beside me. That's what I decided to do. Everybody's different. But I will say, um, not having sex has really helped me to keep my mind clear and to focus. I don't have any soul ties with anyone. Yes, ladies, it gets lonely. It's like they say, it's lonely at the top. When you're doing things you're supposed to do, you're going to feel that way, but you're not alone. And that's why I was excited to find a community where there's women like me that are doing the things that I'm doing, and there are women who have excelled just from being celibate, and just from taking a step of a leap of faith and just doing things differently. And you have a lot of people that are so used to doing things of this world that are popular, and they try to convince you like, you're crazy, that's you're gonna do it, what does it matter? And people will try to, you know, turn you the other way, but you have to focus on what God is telling you, because for so many years He was telling me to stop doing things my way, not just sex, but just stop doing things my way. Just sit down and listen and really let Him take over. And that's what I've done. And He's made me very uncomfortable. But it's also made me grow. Because when you're comfortable, when you're in your comfort zone, you're not going to do anything different. It's comfortable. It's the same cycle. But when you're uncomfortable and you have to do things that forces you to think differently, to be differently, it helps you. It opens up a totally different side of your brain. You look at things totally different. And I'm just glad that I took those steps. And to any young lady who's feeling that tug at your heart to, you have a bigger purpose. You're bigger than your current situation. Listen to that. That is God. Okay? And I know whatever you're doing may feel good and you don't want to hurt anybody, but trust me, it's the way you do it. Explain to whoever it is or whatever it is you have to do, but listen to God. He knows what He's doing. It's going to be confusing at first. There's a lot of things I have coming up that are extremely scary, but I asked for it. I asked for greatness, and it's time that I pursue that, and it's time that I start doing these things and believing in myself again. You can't always count on people. You have to just hear and go. And you can't always tell people, I got this going on and they'll pray for me. Sometimes you just got to hear it and do. And let God take control and be done with it. It's amazing. It works. And the last thing is just health. Ladies, we really have to take care of ourselves and be careful. Um, Along my journey, I was almost diagnosed with ovarian cancer last year. Um, but thank God they caught it early, and I had the surgery, and um, it's gone. Thank God. And I know that was because I really took the time to just give it all to God and really pray for healing and really believe that my body can be healed and nothing will defeat me as long as I believe nothing can defeat me. And it's important to remember those things. Um, and just overall health. I've started to work out again. It's hard. Okay. It's hard. But just 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of you really want to do 30 minutes of cardio, get that heart pumping every day. I try to do different things because I know with me, if I do the same thing over and over again the same way, I get bored and I won't want to do it again. So I'm trying to get into dancing classes. I try to go to the gym. I try to walk. I just try to switch it up all the time so that I won't get bored and just expose myself to different atmospheres because that also helps to inspire me. Like this morning, just do you hear that? That is just I could just sit here and close my eyes all day in the shade, of course. But it's really important to take care of yourself. A lot of times we get in relationships or even mothers, you get kids and you get bogged down in all of that and you don't take care of yourself. But you have to take that time to take care of yourself, to um, eat healthy. Just starting small. You can't quit cold turkey. It's anything that's a habit. You might not want to quit cold turkey because it might make it worse. Just small things, just changing your habits, your portions. Like for me, I started to eat turkey bacon and just small things like that, eating turkey and not as much pork and stuff like that. You really have to do your research and like eating more fish and drinking more water. Water is your best friend. Okay. My thing, I need to get out of drinking so much coffee. That's all I drink, coffee and water. But it's really helped clear up my skin a lot. Last year around this time, my face was horrible. That's when I was going through that divorce and just moving, and it's totally different when you get out of it because you're going from two incomes to one. So I was just very stressed, and my acne just took over my face. But um, now I've really started to pay more attention to myself, and um, it's really helped to bring my complexion back to my face at least. And man, I cannot stress how important it is to just care for yourself. We get so distracted and just so caught up in what we're doing, and we really forget about who we are. How many of us say, "Who am I?" and can really answer it? And when you answer it, are you ready to accept the challenge? Like, are you ready to accept if I say, "I'm Deja, I'm an artist"? So what you gonna do about it? That's the next step. Whoever you are, I'm Sarah, I'm a painter. So what are you gonna do about it? Because what you're doing now is you're taking yourself out of your comfort zone from just working a job to survive to really investing in who you are. And it's scary, it's different, but it feels so good. And a lot of people gonna say, you shouldn't be doing that, you good at this or whatever, da, 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 da. Like my blog right now. A lot of people probably say, she should be singing. What are you doing with all this? Well, I have a few talents. Right now, this is what God wants me to do, is to reach out to ladies, to young ladies, and to really touch people with the words and the knowledge that He's placed inside of me. You can do it all. You don't have to just be limited to one thing. That's one thing you have to understand. We are very gifted individuals, which is why we have to be who we are, because that's your purpose. You know, if you are a painter or a writer or anything, that is your purpose to the world. And you can do what's safe if that satisfies you, but half of the people who are doing what's safe, just working a job just to pay bills, are not happy, and that takes up half of your life. You just on a treadmill every day, and that doesn't feel good. But once you're investing in yourself, it makes going to work to pay those bills a lot easier, because you have a goal in mind. You're going somewhere now, and it's just a good feeling. So I'm just very glad to be able to do this and to get back to who I am. And I think that it's very important, ladies, to do these things, whatever it is that you have in your heart to do to touch people, because you have to understand, we're not here to just live for us. We're here to serve people. Whatever you do, know that it's to help someone. It's not for, oh, let me do this so I can get a little cash and it's all about me. If you're going into it for that reason, it's not going to last long. You have to look at things like how every day when I wake up, something that works for me is, God, who can I touch today? What do you need me to do today, and where do you need me to go? And I kid you not, wherever I wind up going, it touches somebody. Whatever I wind up doing, it touches somebody. It makes sense at the end of the day, for those who believe. And man, it's just amazing. It really is. And whenever you feel yourself in a compromising situation of temptation, something I like to say to myself is, God, please save me from myself. Please save me from myself. I have to walk away from it first of all. Lord, please save me from myself. Just help me keep my mouth closed and just save me from myself. If you find yourself in that heated conversation with that guy that you probably wasn't supposed to be with in the beginning, just say, oh, let me use the bathroom, Lord. Please give me strength. Please save me from myself. And you might need to just leave. It's been real. You gotta go. But I hope you all enjoy this very intimate conversation. I hope that you share it, and I hope that you join in on the discussion. And I just pray that I touch someone and I help someone to change their life before you stumble like I did. I hope that I catch someone before they get there. It's things that we have to learn in order to get this wisdom. But if I could catch someone before they fall, that is my only goal, to change your perception, change like if you're thinking this is the only way out or the only way to do it, I want to show you that there's a better way to do things, and it works. It might seem weird, especially with these days where sex and money are like the main thing in this world, and staying pure and waiting until marriage is like, who wants to do that? Well, you want to do that when you want to live a certain life and you really want to be truly happy. Like, you want the people in your life that are going to excel with you, and the people that are going to expose you to different things, and the people that God, we have a mission in this life. We have a mission. We have a purpose. And I just really hope that this reaches you and touches you, and that you get to know each other and you make some things happen, because I'm going to make some things happen. So it's been real, and enjoy your day, and remember, what can I do today, Lord? Who can I help today? And thank you. Always say thank you, because I'm so grateful for where I am now mentally.